Welcome to Valuu Spotlight, a series where your host Ryan Purvis, joined with a guest, will discuss products that they use in their daily lives.
So, Notion, do you want to weigh in with your views on it? Because you've been using it for a long time.
I guess I've been using Notion for about, I want to say, since the pandemic. So maybe 5 or 6 years. And I've used it personally as well as, personally and for work as well. But I've used it more to keep my life on track and for the calendar, for the keeping all my files in place. I think I used it as a general hub for everything in my life. So I've got my assignment trackers, my finance trackers, I keep recipes on my Notion. It's kind of just got absolutely everything in my life on one platform, but it's because it's so versatile, you can literally use it for everything.
Yeah.
I remember people telling me, oh, just use Google Calendar or just use this or just use that. And I remember when I found Notion, I was like, absolutely not. And I still use the free version personally, and I still manage to get everything I need from it. So,
wow, that's pretty impressive because that's 1,000 blocks. I mean, I burned through 1,000 blocks in like a day. Yeah, so I remember when I don't remember exactly when I started using it, but I do remember at the time that I was starting to use it, there was various people, and I can't remember their names now, promoting Second Brain and using the Notion as a tool for Second Brain. Thomas Franks rings a bell as the one guy. And a lot of things you've said there, I do agree with in the sense of it's a tracker for lots of things. It's very flexible. And some of it, when I was building value as a product, I used Notion as the way to design the product. In fact, I built a template in Notion that was the first premise to the product. And when I go into a company and I do the work that I do, the advisory work, I typically use Notion instead of using Excel. Because Excel is fine and people love Excel. But the problem with Excel is it's not really a very robust tool for collaboration. It's fine for, as I say, do forecasting, doing mathematical things, data-driven stuff, no problem. But the interrelationship stuff, Notion is really good at that to some extent. But in the same token, I found Notion to be quite constraining, funny enough. As soon as I wanted to do certain things, I couldn't do it. And the product's improving all the time. I mean, I think it is a great product. And especially with some of the AI stuff that they've brought in, if you're paying for that, it's really good.
Yeah, I've used the free AI a couple of times, especially as a uni student. The money of paying for Notion is crazy. It's not the cheapest. And I guess I use it for everything, but I don't know how I've managed to not use all my free space. Like, I don't know how I've not managed to do that yet, because it's
pretty impressive.
It's pretty extensive, the amount of stuff I have on that. So, I guess I need to check how much storage I have on my Notion.
You probably have 999 blocks. You just don't know it.
Yeah, exactly. And it's going to hit me right when I'm just starting to finalize my dissertation on it, and it's like, oh, you've got no space left, and I'm like, damn it.
Well, I know I use it up because we use it to manage the podcast. So if every guest, for example, has a row, every episode has a row because we're managing the top thing. And then also I tied in with Zapier. So I know with all that's going on, there's a lot of automation, data creation. That'll use up the storage. I used the AI for a bit. The problem that I had with it is you don't control the prompt as much as you'd like to.
Yeah.
So you can get something useful out of it, but it's not valuable, if I can put it that way. Useful but not valuable.
Yeah.
And I still would default then to a ChatGPT or a Grok or a Gemini to get what I wanted. So I turned that off after a while. I do like some of the automation they've brought in now, like repeating tasks. And I've played a little bit with the new calendar functionality of removing it out. And I see they're now taking on the sort of Calendly, small cal or tiny cal, all those things where you can book time as well. So that's quite interesting that they're kind of going from this productivity second brain thing moving outward into the more process driven stuff, booking time, integrations, etc.
Yeah, this is my first time using it with a team. So having multiple people on one Notion page. I really like it. Like the only time I've ever really shared documents is on Google Drive and on Google, where you can see a little face pop up and they're editing your stuff for you. But
Yeah.
I like that it's so collaborative because it's also got that it also has a memory of everything. So if you accidentally delete something, it's there, and like I feel like it's so it's so good for a large group of people as well now that I've like used it with you.
I think that's good and bad. So what I found in our previous org is what was bad. Well, you can have a guest, and you just got to be careful. Like if you're going to invite somebody, make sure you're
Mm.
inviting them for the right reason. So if they're meant to be a user, like you're meant to be a user in value, so you're a user. But if we got like what I was using for it originally was whenever we invited a guest for the podcast, we had a Notion page for them
Yeah.
to go to and update their information instead of using up what we have now, which is inside the website. So they would buy a guest. That didn't affect my pricing so much. But in the previous org, we invite everyone as users. So that means the bill goes up quite significantly because I don't like per user billing. I might have to go down that route of value, but at the moment I try and avoid it. But the thing that I didn't like is that form that you give somebody in Notion, you have very little control over it when you share it out. Now there are tools that plug onto Notion that give you like a website builder. I think those are very cool. But you're still kind of cobbling together this thing. And I think that's where Notion starts to hurt you after a while. You're starting to, you're basically in an ecosystem of Notion.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I mean, as you say, I'm going to share a screen for a second because, I mean, I think it'd be interesting for those on the video to see, how we do Notion. And there's a couple of things that I like in that we can cheat a little bit. So like I have columns where I've used formulas to put in the keywords we want to use. We build out the links using formulas, so we save some time, and this is where I think it's useful as an efficiency tool. And you see here, like the LinkedIn thing, I've already put together some of the keywords, and as we add keywords from the transcriptions and all the rest of it, we start putting it together. So I like it from this point of view, and then your different views, sort of table view versus a grid or a board. I think that's useful.
I like the different views are really interesting because they suit different things better. And I like that there's the option to have all of them.
Yes. Now, it was quite funny in this previous org, because you talk about collaboration. If I work in a view and I think the view needs to be improved, I'll just improve it. But there was actually views that were named, Ryan, don't touch this view, because I was changing things. And I suppose there's a bit of best practice to any tool, what you do and what you don't do when you are working with other people. You need to have some sort of house rules. And I quite like the workspaces. I quite like having workspaces like we have this one here, where you can organize stuff. This is quite messy. We haven't organized this at all, but at least gives people a place to go, have a look around and find stuff. So I think trying to get back to the sort of questions always answered. So I think the free tier is pretty good. I think it gets you quite a lot of stuff. I think collaboration wise and getting a small team up and running, I think it works quite well. I don't think it's that expensive for a small team to use. And I think it does mitigate the plethora of having too many tools to do the same thing. So often I get questions like, what CRM should I use? What task tool should I use? Well, you can do that inside of Notion. And it's almost that early stage maturity thing before you go to the next step. So, from a templated CRM in Notion, you can go to HubSpot.
As a user's only used the free version till recently, I also agree that the free tier is really good. I think it's good for people who aren't just doing business as well. It's good for just life in general.
True.
I also like that they always have, like in the actual Notion app, there are free templates you can use if you're not all about the designing aspect of it and you just want it to work for what you need it to work for. There are hundreds of thousands of free templates. There's external apps you can download for widgets inside the Notion. So if you want to display certain things, there are certain apps that allow you to do that as well. Yeah, I think it's a great tool. And I think more people should use it.
So definitely one we're going to recommend.
I would, yeah.
I agree. Cool. Perfect.
Thank you for watching. We hope you enjoyed. Make sure you subscribe to see other product reviews, founders conversations, and podcast episodes.